FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
The third world is not poor. You don't go to poor countries to make money. There are very few poor countries in this world. Only the people are poor. When people didn't have enough to eat, when people were driven to the edge of desperation, there's billions to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the bauxite. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. They're overexploited. They're overexploited.
99.1, 99.5 FM, 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome to the Lall Show, where we tell it as it is, and we're happy that you can join us on this Monday, the 26th day of September. It is time for me to hand things over to the man of the moment, man in pink tonight. Sir Namasi, I thought you would have come decked out in your Amazon Warriors t-shirt tonight, or something to celebrate the Amazon Warriors, but
you won,
didn't.
Right?
You won. Well, that's why I thought you would have come in wearing something to represent the Amazon Warriors.
All 4 of the matches. All 4 of the matches. Everybody give up Guyana, but I never give up Guyana. I'm a Guyanese.
Guyanese to the bone.
To the bone. The marrow of the bone.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
Namaste, guys. All you wonderful people. A special namaste to you. I love you guys. Oh boy, I love it. I love it. I love it. Every day that goes by, Josh, I love this. I'm getting more and more to love what I do here on this program. Mm-hmm. Lots of people, meeting you on the road, meeting you here, there, and everywhere, and they're so much in love listening to this program. I feel sometimes my head wants to drop off with the praises, But, I never like these type of kudos. I like to be simple. My job, my duty, my purpose is only to enlighten and educate as many people as possible. Mm-hmm. How much I know. I always believe in wisdom and knowledge, education. It's one of the greatest gifts we can give. So, Saturday, I had mistress if she's not going to the cricket. And she said, Glenn, a mere look at the jerseys with the ExxonMobil sign upsets her. I laughed and said, you listen to my Friday night program? And she said, no. She said, no. She's just offended seeing the name ExxonMobil plastered all over the cricket ground and on the TV screens. I thought, was me alone felt that way? Josh? Then 2 hours later, I saw 3 young ladies, 2 wearing the jerseys and 1 without. So I asked the one why she's not wearing the same thing like her 2 friends. Uh-huh. And she said, I listened to your program and I will never wear it. I smiled and said, you have made my day, girl. I felt good. At least you see when you can open the eyes of people what they're doing. Uh-huh. She would have heard me saying wearing those jerseys ExxonMobil is raping you or raping you with those clothes on. Joshua,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, there are some mind-boggling stories and events happening in our country daily that makes me smile, makes me angry, makes me wonder. And I know many of you people are left in the dark as to these stories. Doing this program every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I thought about it, and I think I am compelled to share some of them with you as I see fit, as they go along. Just before I get into the meat of tonight's topic, Uncle and Auntie, this is one of them. A few days ago, a 22-year-old Iranian girl was arrested not for wearing her hijab correctly, her face and headwear. You know what these Muslims wear? She wasn't wearing it correctly. I never knew, Raj, that you had something called morality police who walk around just to ensure that women are dressed appropriately in keeping with the Islamic rules. I never knew that. That one shocked me. The young lady apparently didn't have on her hijab right, was arrested, and they took her to the police station and beat her to death. That has sparked countrywide protests across Iran as we speak. The protests also hit the entire Europe and many parts of North America, where women are burning the hijabs and cutting off their hair in defiance of that rule or the Islamic law. They just reported, before I came on this radio, over 50 people lose their lives due to the ongoing protests in Iran, denouncing the brutality and the killing of that young girl. Despite countrywide protests, Uncle and Auntie, the president of Iran is calling on the police to enforce the law, and he has also shut off the internet service all over Iran. That wouldn't help him or help the situation, Uncle. How long this protest will go on, we will have to wait and see. But it is something for all of us to take note on. And it irked me a little looking at these news items with stories like that. That's the first one I share with you. I want to share and give you another update on the boat that capsized with 150 Lebanese off the coast of Syria heading to Europe. They recovered the bodies of 94 men, women, and children so far, and they are still searching for the rest. All in search of a better life from Lebanon because of corrupt leaders that bankrupted the whole entire country. Many rich countries in the world are in turmoil, heading for bankruptcy due to corrupt, crooked, and selfish leaders, forcing their people to starvation. In addition, these kind of leaders, through their actions and policies, are making this world, yes, this same world we live in, a more dangerous place with all these floods, droughts, heat waves, and famine that causes poor countries to become more poor. Guyana is already heading into a crisis with both the corrupt leaders and destructive policies on our hands coming from our politicians. The fishing industry disappear. It gone because of the oil operation. And now, food crops is fast burning away with the flaring of the gas out there. I want to tell you guys more to come on this same burning of our crops. Yes, some of my reporters are doing an investigative piece on it. And if you guys have any information, you can call us 624-6456 or 622-2222. Friday, Winston Brasington, the lead man for the 2 billion Wales gas to shore project, Anil Nandalal, Vikram Bharat, and others had a meeting at the West Bank, on the West Bank of Demerara, not West Bank Essequibo Borbis, on the West Bank of Demerara, with the residents to tell them that they will be paid for the land that the pipeline has to pass through. When my reporter approached Winston Brasington, if you see how he duck and hide, the reporter said, "I just want to ask you 2 questions, sir." He said, no, ask the minister. When she got to Minister Vikram, he said, "We're here to talk about the land." She told him, "But you guys haven't held any press conferences on this project, and I really want to talk to you." He said, no, we are only here to talk about the land. Yes, we're here to talk to the residents about the land. When she approached Anil Nandalal, he tells she, "Man, send all the questions to he gonna try his best to answer them." The Attorney General. He tried to save the day with the reporter. The Minister Vikram, who is in charge of the project, and the lead project manager, Winston Brasington, running and hiding from the reporter, who simply wants some information on the 2 billion project. Yes, that 2 billion project that would sink Guyana further into debts. Them who in charge of the project running from the press and leaving poor Anil Nandalal, who know about law, to address issues that doesn't fall under him. Is this mind-boggling? It tickles you, uncle? It made you smile? Or are you angry? That is one of the stories I want to share tonight to make you smile. You want to hear the next one? A group of workers employed with a mining company in the gold fields closed off for the day and headed to their camps. One of the workers, a 37-year-old guy, decided to make a beeline and went to an old gold pit, one that don't walk out, to make a hustle. All his co-workers heard was a huge scream. By the time they reached there, he was covered. The mining pit had collapsed on him, and by the time they dig him out, he was with our Maker. I don't know how you feel or what you're thinking about what I just tell you there. All I can say, it is sad. Very sad that the need of a brother forced him to go back alone to make a hustle for his family and died in such a tragic fashion or manner. In a rich country like Guyana, the fastest growing economy on earth. You really think, Uncle, if he was making a decent wage working with that company, he would have gone back alone into a gold pit that already worked out to make a hustle? I leave the rest to you. Let me give you one more before we get to the heart of tonight's program. The milking cow. By now you guys got to know that. The milking cow, the CJIA airport, done add another 170 million American dollars to our $3 billion debt we have. And since it was handed over, every couple weeks, the Ministry of Public Works putting out contracts upon contracts to do that and to do this, to do so many things on that piece of garbage they call the international airport. Yes, them said to renovate, and it's a modernized airport. Yeah. Several contracts are done put out. I'm ashamed to report all these things on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday program. I'm tired of talking about it. If you all get a true leader in this land, some of them would spend the rest of their lives behind bars for what they're doing to us. Everything they're doing to us. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is no different from Jack Dale. And Jack Dale is no different from Donald Trump. They are two of a kind. One of them is endangering the United States, and the other is strangling Guyana. Donald Trump's words and actions has already endangered America and by extension the world. He took away plenty top secret documents. Top secret documents with him when he left office. And when he was questioned, he told the American people, as a matter of fact, when he was questioned by the FBI, by the media, he told the American people that the documents he carried away was all declassified by him, and they were all legal to take home. When the FBI searched his home, they found many top secret documents, which was never declassified or made legal by him or any other president of the United States. When he was confronted, Uncle, when he was confronted by the media that there are no records of the process in which the document he carried away was made legal, I love the answer he gave. The answer he gave still have me wondering if this man was really leading this world when he was the President of the United States. Uncle, he told the media that by just thinking of it, he declassified them all and made them legal. By just thinking of it, he declassified them all and made them legal. That was the best answer I ever heard from a man's mouth. A man only think about something. You hear me? Just think about something and automatically it's done. It's law. You can take it home. It's good to be removed. Am I head good? I wonder if Glenn Lall used his standard of thinking. I am thinking that this oil contract is a very bad thing and it must be changed. Is it changed? Uncle, I'm just thinking it should be changed. Please find out if it changed and tell me, because I think it must be changed. Just like how Donald Trump think. By just thinking, he changed the process. We will see, Uncle, where Trump will end up with that same secret papers he carried away from the White House and justifying with that flimsy Nancy story about how he think about and made it legal. Our Vice President words and actions is no different from Donald Trump. I read the clause in the contract and show him the oil company financials. I also read for him the clause that give Guyana the right to monitor the oil spendings on a monthly basis. And he's still disputing that with your own Nancy story. He told me on the radio that the gas to shore project at Wales does not have any private investors. You guys would have heard him. 2 days after, I carried a full-blown story in the Kaieteur News showing the whole country that the government advertised for investors in that project. Is that a Nancy story? Or is that a blatant lie from Barra Jagdeo? Remember, Uncle, your oil profits will be lessening every day that goes by, paying back for that project. Keep your eyes, ears and minds on this project all the time. They will take our clothes off and leave us naked with that Wales project. Jagdeo did promise us, you guys heard him, on the same radio program to make the contract arrangements public when or if the gas project comes on stream with the private players. You guys heard him. I wonder if he's giving us a Donald Trump with these contracts. It's the same thing he keep on promising with those gold, diamond, and bauxite contracts and some of the oil reports. Guyana is still waiting to see them. Maybe he think he done it already, just like Donald Trump. I also wonder if ExxonMobil take a page out of Donald Trump's book and think too that Guyana has full liability coverage and it's done. I'm just asking the question, if ExxonMobil is thinking like Donald Trump and think that they give us full liability coverage without any legal process or documentation in our hands to prove that they give us full liability coverage in the event of an oil spill. Is that what Jagdeo thinks too? Huh? Thank you for coming, Bernard. Is that what Jagdeo thinks too? And wants us to think too? Well, you got to laugh, Uncle, when you hear and see how these people behave. They talk and think, Bernard. They talk and think. Nobody else, Uncle, nobody else are more happy than Glenn Lall. When the Kaieteur News reported on Sunday that Melinda Janke, a lady I regard as a hero, stepped up once again to take the fight to the government and ExxonMobil. Man, I was extremely happy. Wonderful. She was the one, if you don't remember, that took the EPA to court and won a decision that reversed the 20-year permit approval to its lawful limit, which is 5 years. Yes, she was the lady that took them to court for that. Last week, Friday, she and a senior counsel of Trinidad named Sinat Jairam filed another heavyweight matter in our courts. This time, they are asking the court on behalf of two Guyanese, Fred Collins and Godfrey White, to ensure that our EPA, who is responsible for protecting Guyana in the event of a well blowout or an oil spill, Uncle, to do what is required. Yes. In the court documents they filed, the lawyers are asking the court to compel EPA to produce, to show Guyana or show the court a true copy of the insurance required under the environmental permit issued to ExxonMobil. You hear that, Bernard? I love that, man.
Wonderful.
Not only that, they're asking for a true copy of that. They're also asking the court to have the EPA show us everything in detail as to how Guyana is protected from a disaster, from an oil spill. You hear that? Just like me and you, uncle, we want to see the amount of money that the insurance policy covers. Who are the insurance companies? And if they have the money to take care of the insurance policy they give Guyana. Yes. Or give us. The lawyers went further to demand that EPA release all the documents showing that the parent companies of EEP, PGL will handle or take on anything above and beyond the damages what the insurance companies cannot handle. I love that. I love that. They're asking to see the documents from the parent company, uncle. Yes, and I love it. They also want to see the parent company's bank book to see if they are in a position to really handle and pay if there's a well blowout. The two lawyers in their court findings did not only show concerns for Guyana alone, uncle, but they also included the Caribbean. Yes, this whole region. Everything is in the court document. As I have been saying all along, it's not only Guyana that will be destroyed in the event of an oil spill, but the entire region. And here we have it now. It's before the court. Bernard, you know they have a saying, God works slow, but God works are sure. And I couldn't be more happy to see that this most dangerous national and regional environmental issue is now before our courts. Cheers, guys. Cheers to all four of you people. I only wish we had more Guyanese and trainees like these people safeguarding our region. It's only 2 Tuesdays ago I raised this issue about insurance with our Vice President Jagdeo, and he was making mockery and jiggery-puggery of this grave issue to this region. I have a piece of that tape that I want to play. Could you play that piece of tape so that you guys can listen to the jiggery-puggery he was telling me? Go ahead.
So that means the company, if the 600 million is inadequate to handle the event, and they say a spill, and they then refuse to meet their obligations, the EPA then can dispose of the $6 billion in assets. Right? So
Can we move
that
on,
is
sir?
no. I just wanted you to know that.
I hear you. I
That's
hear you.
important.
I
That's
hear
an
you.
important point. Not 55 million.
I hear you.
$1.2 trillion of assets.
I hear you clearly. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I hear you clearly, man. You know, when the man was talking there, you know, you don't want to get into any argument with him, you know. But I'm so happy that I could hear him and the people could hear him.
Yep.
You know, you hear how I responded to him?
EPA is without disposal.
He is boasting and selling all of us a story how the oil company have what? 600 million US insurance policy. And if that is not enough, Then they have 6 billion American dollars in asset that EPA can seize and sell to pay for the damages. Man, you know, here I was saying, you know, this man got to be out of his mind and living in a world by himself, uncle. He should not trust, none of us should trust this man to look out for us, look out for our interests. First, I want to tell you, uncle, all of you, the Gulf of Mexico oil spill in 2010 caused by British Petroleum Oil Company, man, it cost them over 70 billion American dollars. And they are still spending to this day as I speak to correct that spill. And part of the court document, Melinda Janke and Jairam sign, mention it too. Hear that? The same document, they mention it too.
Yes.
But let's deal with Jagdeo words. What he's selling this country, the 600 million asset, the 6 billion assets he's telling us that the oil company own out there, uncle, is we own it. Guyana oil money must have already paid out for most of it. You know that 75% coming out up front before the 25% is split between the two of us? Yes. Yes. That is what we're paying for. So for Jagdeo to tell us that they have 6 billion assets out there we can seize and sell to fix damages is already our property, uncle. So what you're seizing? What you're seizing? You're seizing something that belonged to Guyana to pay for an oil spill? You see what kind of clever and dangerous game this man is playing with our livelihood and that of our future auntie? Huh? Allow me to play another line from the same song that Jagdeo is singing. He was asked if we are fully covered by the parent company of Exxon Guyana. Just listen carefully what he had to say. Could you play that tape?
So if you check, the permit holder shall have insurance of such type and in such amount as is customary in the international petroleum industry in accordance with good oil field practices in progress in respect of loss or damage to assets, pollution, loss or damage to property, or bodily injuries suffered by third party, liability to the permit holder's employees, and such other requirements which may be made. Right? The permit holder must, as soon as reasonably practicable, provide parent company or affiliate company guarantees to the EPA undertaking to provide adequate financial resources for the permit holder and its co-venturers to pay or satisfy their environmental obligations. These were in all 4 of the licenses.
So you're saying that the parent company is supposed to give a guarantee. No. It's there.
You missed
it's
that
there,
point
but
in the agreement.
But we do not have a signed document that states that the parent company of Sinok Hess and Exxon will take on full liability in the event of an oil spill.
Yes.
That's very clear.
So
because
Glenn,
you have been asking,
yes,
up to as recent for up to $2 billion coverage from the oil companies.
Yes. So that is what has been negotiated, and that is the guarantee that the parent companies said that they will do.
That is what the parent companies say they will do.
Did you sign the document?
You hear me? That is the parent company say they gonna do. That was the answer he gave when I asked the question about insurance, full cover insurance from the the parent company. He read out straight from the EPA permit what Guyana is entitled to from the oil companies in the event of an oil spill. But when I asked him about the parent company's guarantee that he himself read, he told us that that is what has been negotiated, and that is the guarantee that the parent company said that they will do. Uncle, word of mouth or negotiation and guarantee of what someone say they will do can't go to court or go to the bank if it's not put in writing. Mamu, you have no case. And that is what Jagdev is telling us there. What Guyana needs is written proof, uncle and auntie. When you listen to this man, Bernard, trust me, Guyana can never, ever get any justice and security where this oil business is concerned. I am so happy that them two lawyers took it upon themselves to go to court last week, Friday, to ask the court that Guyana see the written proof of full liability coverage. We all need to see it in writing that we are protected and covered, uncle. Not what someone at Exxon is saying they will do and Jagdev repeating it. No. It must be in writing, and that is what Guyana doesn't have in our hands as yet. I was listening carefully. If he would have said, we already had that signed document. He just read word for word what a permit requires. And part of it was that the permit holder, listen what the permit holder must as soon as reasonable, practicable, provide parent company or affiliate company guarantees to the EPA. Undertaking to provide adequate financial resources for the permit holder and its co-ventures to appear to satisfy their environmental obligations. Yes. This is what the lawyers want to see, Mr. Jagdev. That same thing you read there. The parent or the affiliate company guarantees. Yes. We all want to see those things that you read about there that I repeat in writing, Mr. Jagdev. Bernard, this is the man supposed to protect Guyana and this region. He is holding our future in his hands. Uncle, y'all please listen to what this man is telling Guyana. Listen carefully how jumbled up and mixed up he makes everything to confuse y'all, and at the same time shielding and protecting, defending the oil companies, especially ExxonMobil. You have another tape, plate. Yeah.
The thing is that if it's understanding this issue, EEP
GL
is a Guyanese registered company.
company, correct?
They have the permit from the EPA. So this Guyanese registered company has a permit from the EPA. There are 3 investors that own this company. Okay? Sinuk, Hess, and Exxon. They own the company. So the company now has gotten a permit from the EPA, and they have to meet all their obligations to clean up any spill or any other environmental liability. This company has taken out $600 million per event insurance. So that company is paying for that. Secondly, this company has assets valued $6 billion. So assuming it fails to meet the $600 million, can't address a spill, to clean it up or meet all of its liabilities, the Guyanese public or the EPA has called on their assets of $6 billion. Now the parent guarantee is for financial resources because that's assets that they have in the FPSOs and the other fixed assets, immovable assets. The parent guarantee is just to provide the financial resources in that period so that they don't have to liquidate their assets to deal with any oil spill. So the parent companies are not paying for the oil spill. They're not operating in Guyana, the parent companies. EPGL is the operator and the owner of the assets. They have the permit. So the investors, their liabilities, they have agreed on top of EPGL insurance and on top of its assets that they're going to layer this with a $2 billion basically cash flow so that the company has money immediately to deal with any environmental liability.
Yes. Whew. Everything you heard him say there, Uncle. I don't know how to really. You guys understand what you understand what the man said just now?
Not a single word.
Huh? You have to dissect this man. This is why you have to dissect this man, right? I think if I play the thing 50 times, the people of this country will not understand what this man is saying. Something as a simple question as this country have insurance or not? Are we protected or not? You know, the three investors he talked about own the permit, he said. And they're the ones who have to take all the responsibility to deal with an oil spill. Yes, it's the three people, the three local registered company. He said them not got to take the responsibilities. He said they have the 600 million, Uncle. They have the 600 million insurance. And if that cannot handle or deal with the oil spill, yes, the parent companies will step in and give us a $2 billion to avoid selling out we own assets. He was very clear as to what role the parent companies play in this whole oil business in Guyana, Uncle. You hear that? He was clear there. Other than the $2 billion US that he keep talking about, that the parent companies said they will throw in to help clean up an oil spill, there's nothing else they are responsible for, Bernard. Or there's nothing else we can hold them to. They are completely clear out of this thing. Jagdeo made it clear there just now that the permit was issued to the three midget companies out there and not the parent companies. So these guys are completely out of any responsibility. And down to the $2 billion US he talked about, we still don't have that guarantee from them in writing. You hear that?
Just say that, yeah, just say that.
You gotta listen carefully to the man.
Said there'll be 2 billion, yeah.
Right? Uncle, let me put this thing in a little nutshell for you to understand clear what's going on there. It's like my daughter operating Kaieteur News for me, and she signed an agreement with the staff. God forbid a costly situation arises, which I, Glenn Lall, say, y'all don't bring that issue to me. I have nothing to do with that. Go deal with she. take her to court. And guess what, Bernard? She owns nothing, and I have no responsibility to the staff for nothing. All I had promised is in the event of anything happen, I will give them a $200,000 without any signed document. You hear that? That's what Jagdev is telling us in a nutshell. And that is what exactly will happen. You know, I am so happy that Jagdev cleared the air with his own mouth. I have been talking over and over on several programs about this same thing, how Guyana and the region find themselves at the mercy of God Almighty if and when an oil spill occurs. You know, Bernard, could you tell Raj, he's not looking at me and he's not hearing me. Could you too tell him to play the 4 tape for me now, man? Play it.
So if you check, the permit holder shall have insurance of such type and in such amount as is customary in the international petroleum industry in accordance with good oil field practices in progress in respect of loss or damage to assets, pollution, loss or damage to property, or bodily injuries suffered by third party, liability to the permit holder's employees, and such other requirements which may be made. Right? The permit holder must, as soon as reasonably practicable, provide parent company or affiliate company guarantees to the EPA, undertaking to provide adequate financial resources for the permit holder and its co-venturers to pay or satisfy their environmental obligation.
Should satisfy us with parent company guarantee. That's what the law said. And Jagdev read the you from his own mouth. Like I said, I am so happy that Melinda Janki and Senior Counsel Jaira moved to the court to get the EPA to comply with all the provisions of the permit they issue to EEPGL for Liza 1 project. I'm so happy. I was even more delighted, Bernard, when I saw them asking the court to have the EPA produce the guarantee from the parent and affiliate companies that Jagdev said they are not part of. One side of Jagdev's mouth, the EPA said full liability from the parent company. And the other side, the man said they are not responsible. You hear that? Which side this man really on, man? Who he is defending? Huh? And how many more sides of his mouth he got? Huh? When you know they're saying, Bernard, when you begin your life with a lie, you got to continue lying throughout your life. You just heard him, uncle. You just heard him say what the individual obligations of the local registered oil company and the parent companies are. You heard him. He just talked about it. You know, Bernard, something occurred to me listening over to his interview. And I have not noticed Jagdev never once addressed EEPGL as the subsidiary of CNOOC, Hess, or ExxonMobil. I didn't hear him use the word at all. For whatever reason, he kept on saying locally registered oil company and not subsidiary of the parent companies. Is there something he's protecting there again?
EPG is
Huh?
not a locally registered company anyway, they're registered in Bahamas.
Yes, and I was supposed to double check that and I forgot. I don't know the answer to that though. Why isn't he saying they're the subsidiaries of ExxonMobil? Why is he calling them locally registered company? I don't know the answer, uncle, but I would like to repeat. Nothing comes out of this man's mouth you should trust, or it has a purpose that would really benefit me and you in this country? Nothing. Remember what I said? A man start out his life with a lie, then the only thing that's rolling off his tongue is a barrage of lies. You remember, Bernard? I asked Jagdeo, if I win the tax case against Exxon and the government, what would be his reaction? You remember what he said? He said he's on nobody's side, uncle. So if I was to ask him which side he is on with this new insurance case brought on by Melinda Janki and Jairam, what answer y'all think he would give? He on Guyana side or the Exxon Mobil side, Bernard? Do I have to turn on the lights for you people to see his mouth with the answer he's going to give, uncle? I don't think so. I learned 4 things today about life. 1, you can't make real friends with fake people. 2, sit back and observe and realize that not everything needs a reaction. 3, learn to trust your instinct. If something doesn't feel right about a person or a situation, you don't waste time trying to correct or deny it. And the 4th one, the older you get, the less you feel the need to be included, understood, or accepted. Man, it's so true, eh? I read it this afternoon and say I have to share it with my audience tonight. I love it, uncle. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow, the Kaieteur News is exposing a bombshell about the same gas to shore project that Vice President Jagdeo and Brasington with Vikram Bharat never hold a press conference on to now to brief this country, uncle. To brief this country whether Guyana will benefit from this project or who will benefit from this project. At the beginning of the program, I did tell you guys how Winston Brasington and Vikram Bharat, the 2 men directly involved with this project, shy away from my reporter last Friday. Well, uncle, just before I come on this program, Bernard, my reporter told me, boss, I just found out that the 3 Chinese companies that have bid to build the gas plant at Wheels, all 3 of them are criminals. All 3 of them were blacklisted by the World Bank in 2018 and 2019. One was blacklisted for 4 years, one for 2 years, and the other for 20 months. Man, you got to love this country, and you got to love these leaders we have. Uncle and auntie, the 3 companies, they were all found red-handed, falsifying a set of documents to the World Bank. They lied about having no pending court cases, Bernard. You hear that? They lied about that. They lied about projects them did. They lied about everything under the sun just to win contracts. they also corrupted several government officials and ministry personnel all over the world, uncle and auntie. And guess who are the owners of the three companies, Bernard? Guess who? The government of China. Yes. The government of China owns all three of the companies. Yes. And this is the same government with a president named Xi Jinping is hanging people for corruption. Yes. The government corrupting governments across this world. Yes. Y'all see who our vice president dealing with? The Chinese, who are prone to corruption in every country they go. They did it all over, uncle. This is why Jagdev and Winston Brasington can't come clean, can't meet the press with this project. The way they're going about this $2 billion Wales project. And what they're allowing Exxon and the others to do to us, man, Bernard, it will take Guyana and all of us to our graveyard with our eyes wide open. Please, I beg you guys, read the full story in tomorrow's Kaieteur News. That's my lead story. And with that, I say, I love you guys. Have a great, great, great remainder of the evening. God bless. And namaste. Just in case I forget when I began the program to say namaste.
All right.
I'm going to take 2-3 calls, but then let's go.
226-745-324, 622-2222 or 624-6456. And of course, Bernard, you have the floor. If there's anything you would like to contribute tonight.
Glenn, you know, I listened to the radio today and I heard there's an advertisement in the newspaper, and the radio. And they said a lady, it's like a lady, she turned out she fridge or something, her husband said the light bill too much. So then they said, oh, don't you know we can get the gas to show a project and you're going to get the light bill, you're going to get cheap electricity.
1 second. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. All right.
Oh, you know the shore project, right? You
Yeah.
know how they got a full feasibility study before they tell guidance?
We have been begging them. We have been asking them for a financial feasibility study. They don't have any that will prove that this project...
How many per kilowatt guidance you pay for that current?
Well, you got to wait and see what they will do to us.
I think the people in the West Bank should protest that thing.
Let me tell you more. As you talk about protest, let me tell you something. Not only the people on the West Bank. Where are you calling me from? Where are you calling me from?
Region 2.
Region 2. Well, Region 7, 8, 9, 10, even parts of Orbis and all the rest of regions should get on the street and protest, because this project here is a discriminatory project. This project will only benefit, listen to me carefully, will only benefit a certain section of Guyana. You hear me? And who is paying for it?
All of us.
All Guyana is paying for it, because every cent is coming out from the oil. And the oil money. So if the gas plant will only service Region 4 and parts of Region 5 and Region 3, then what happened to the 7 other regions?
Exactly.
Every one of you should protest, including me coming from Wakenham, because I will not be benefiting from this gas plant. You hear me? And my oil money that's supposed to be coming into my pocket will be shortened. So all of us should get into the streets.
And the next thing I heard the Vice President said, right? When you had the show with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
say he will answer definitely, right? But the word definitely, he defended the Irish people, them. He looking after guy in his arm, right?
Mm-hmm. You're breaking up. I'm not hearing you clear. But go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, the vice president.
And then,
The vice president defends the oil companies at all costs. A matter of fact, when you ask him a question about oil, you look at his face, and you will see how upset he gets. He gets more offended. He gets more offended with journalists or people asking him questions about the oil industry or about our gold and diamond contracts. If you look back at the tape, you can go back and look back at the tape online, and you will see when I talk about the mining contracts, you would listen to his voice and listen and watch his face. Watch the reaction of
those
him.
two liars that taking up all those stories and them thing too.
Yes, I'm very thankful and happy for those.
And the next thing, you know, you keep on talking all these things, and you have no document to prove to Chinese people.
He has nothing, brother. And when you read the document to him, he's still disputing it. And he reading the document to me and still not doing what the document calls for. That's why the people they move to court.
Exactly, because I know this stupid guy, and he's going to listen to that fool.
Well, you can't call him a fool. He's not a fool. But you can... Come on, don't do him that. Don't do him that.
No, he's fooling Guyanese.
He's a clever guy. He's a clever guy. He lies.
Clever.
He lies. And he deliberately lies.
All right, Glenn,
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he does not tell the truth. The truth is like a poison to him in anything. Listen to him.
Caller, good evening, welcome.
Hello.
Talking about the mother company paying $2 billion for not selling the asset in Guyana. Isn't that Guyanese paying for this asset?
Right.
Isn't that Guyanese oil paying for this asset? If you don't want selling the asset, you don't want the
Well, I
Guyanese
have
people to sell the asset.
A regular caller from New York. He called and I had to cut him off. Yes, good evening, Danny.
How are you, buddy?
I am cool. How are you doing? I'm live on the radio.
Yeah, so you know what? When are the Guyanese people going to wake up and know that Barra Jack Dale is fleecing the country for his personal...
Hey.
Yes, sir.
We don't know if he's doing it for thing. You have to ask him the question. Why he's not doing the right thing.
That's the question I'm asking.
No, you're not asking him a
Is
regular.
it his personal gain? That's why he's doing what he's doing?
Well, that question I don't know. I will have to ask him on the next radio program. I'll shoot it straight to him.
The next question is, sir, that Wales project, are they private investors?
Yes, they are private investors. They are private. They have a three-quarter page ad in all the newspapers that they advertise seeking investors, private players in it. I talked about it on a program already, and it's big on the front page of the Kaieteur News. As a matter of fact, I call
the name of the private. Go ahead, sir.
No, the private investors. They're seeking private investors. They don't have their own people, man. Relax, man. Wait, man. You don't know how this thing does work. Quietly between me and you.
No,
Wait. Let's talk quiet.
Bright, you know.
Wait, man. Let's talk quiet. Don't say it too loud. This is between me and you alone. You don't know that these advertisements they put out is only a sham, brother. They done got the people. Them done got the people line up who they want to stitch in there. It's like the Marriott Hotel. That is why he couldn't tell us. He couldn't tell us who he's stitching in the Marriott deal through the Republic Bank. I tell you already when we asked Ashley Singh, I said, see, I'm looking for investors in the Marriott Hotel. I have $1,000. Just 1,000 I want to put into the project. Right? You hear me tell me?
Yes, sir.
But Glenn, man, you know
That's right, dog.
you know about newspaper, you know about this, you
Yeah.
know about the, you know. Where you going to invest? We want people who know about hotel to invest in the hotel, who can contribute to the hotel. I said, buddy, are you asking for investors? Okay?
Right.
That is what you asked for.
So the-
And I am presenting
Right.
myself as an investor.
Right.
Right?
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Guyanese investors does not know anything about oil and gas.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the requirements for Guyanese to be investors? That's one. Two, my next question is... since
They
it's a
want
public-
financial investors. And at
Right,
least
so
I
since
think,
it's a five-
well, I don't recall exactly, but I know they want financial investors. Right? I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And they want
So
financial investors to build the plant.
So
So,
since it's a public-private investment, shouldn't be the people is part of the public and the private is the private? Should not really reveal to the Guyanese people who are the private partners in the project, since it's a public-private investment?
well, I did ask him on the program if he's going to
They
make,
are public.
I did ask him on the program if he will make the deal public. And he said yes. There are so many things this man saying yes to, but never come to scratch with it. And like I said, let's talk this slowly and quietly. Let's don't tell the nation this. I don't know why, brother. I don't know why.
It's sad.
It's sad.
sad.
Have a great evening. Enjoy your evening.
All right, good
Thanks.
night, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bernard, it's sad. You know?
Yeah, they're selling people dreams about cheap electricity, but that is just to cover the fact that their people will be controlling the plant that sells the fertilizer and the other gas and stuff.
Well,
That's how they'll be making the money. the
well,
private company.
he asked me to find people to submit proposals to supply cheap electricity to Guyana. A U.S. company has reached out to me and tell me they're willing to send in a proposal for 6 US cents. 6 US cents per kilowatt per hour.
We have a caller here. Caller, good
Go
evening
ahead.
and welcome.
Good
Hello.
night.
Go
Good
ahead.
night. Glenn,
Yes, good evening.
good evening. I got a quick question for you. How many years now you doing this program based upon the island gas?
How many years is doing the program?
Yeah, based upon the island gas.
On the oil and gas, we have been reporting on the oil and gas since we discovered oil in 2015, since the announcement.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I noticed that I got a next question. Why is it? First of all, looking at the interview between you and the VP, and one of the things that I disappointed it as a citizen, me, is when I see skin in the teeth asking you how much charges. Brother, that there's all in one. It's one click. It's not like if Brassington is nobody different. In one, asking you how much charge Brassington bring up against you. Like this thing is a joke thing because you're against the system. But was it I wanted to know?
He happy,
Why
man.
is it this nation yet in behind you in terms of giving away this country?
Well, I was so happy that he came, and the interview went the way it went. I wasn't too happy, but hey, I got what I wanted out of him, and I'm happy that people like you could have sussed out, right? His attitude, his body language, and the way he behaved on the program.
And next thing,
Yeah.
and this is my final suggestion.
Take your time. Go ahead.
These people tricky, you know. These people that govern in this country, especially the body, they're tricky, you know. You know what has bothered me as a citizen? They had a fellow used to go on like if he write the laws of this country. He got the office on Hatfield Street. I don't hear he saying nothing. You could have get it easy to come down at U station to make nice over democracy. But now you're hearing nothing like how you hear from you. Nothing. But you know, Harlem is a part of the boat. But listen, the tricky, you know. And you got to stop doing 3-night show based upon island gas and do one upon the trick. You know what is the trick? The trick is they got a lot of people who never hold $8 million when they go to the bank and they get an $8 million loan and they get rid of the vehicle quick. It's distracting them. When it's distracting them from the real things what matter in this country. You got to get on to getting the people attention. Once people could go to the bank and get an $8 million loan and get a vehicle, they feel that's it. But as you just rightfully said, I know for a fact it ain't gonna bother you grandchildren, but I got other grandchildren that bother because you already said, as you say, all you need is another plate. All you need is a plate of food for how many years and things in place for you grandchildren. But it's gonna be a torment for people like me, grandchildren, and other who ain't got things in place for the grandchildren and who can't run. But you got a program based upon the things that distracting these people in this country.
Well,
Thanks.
can you hold on the line?
Yes.
Two things you talk about. Your grandchildren, and you talk about, I must do a special program to show the trickiness. You want lawsuit come from all these politicians in Glenlall? Yeah? Anyway.
No, man, listen.
Anyway.
You see like how you start with the brown paper bag? You could speak like that.
My friend, every night if you listen to me earlier, if you listen to the program earlier, you couldn't hear because I was talking quiet. Me and the guy was talking quiet just now. About the gas to show family, they will make it. All right? It's a Ponzi scheme, man. Ponzi scheme they're going on with, brother. How much more can I break this thing down to y'all? Look at every project they put a hand on, and come on, I don't have to tell you how tricky and clever they are. Look at it, and that speaks volume. But back to you said your grandchildren need it, and my grandchildren doesn't need it. I take offense on that, man. My grandchildren, whether they were blessed with $10 and yours with $2, what the assets of this country in which we were born in, they are entitled to just as equal amount as your grandchildren. So don't tell me because my grandchildren have a 2 cents in their hand now, they're not entitled. I am offended by that. But you can go ahead now. Let me hear it.
Anyway, thanks. That's your opinion. I want to take up the next caller, please.
I just hot in your head back, brother.
The next caller.
I was just digging kicks with you too. I just wanted to, you and every guy needs to know that Lall want his fair share. I want my fair share.
Of course, Glenn, but we're not going to get a fair share because they keep putting the money to Ponzi schemes like the gas show project. Who in their right minds would spend $2 billion to get 300 megawatts of electricity, telling the people to get cheap electricity, when you could spend just 300 million out of that $2 billion and you could get 300 plus megawatts in the 3 counties of Guyana and give you free electricity, solar electricity for the rest for the next 25 years.
Exactly.
For the next 25 years.
Exactly.
So from that alone, you can see the Ponzi scheme. You don't need no economic. You don't need no feasibility study. You don't need that.
All right. Let me make that simple, Auntie Leah. Let me bring this thing out clearer. Yeah. Uncle and Auntie, like Mr. Bernard just said there, $2 billion to give gas, to give electricity to half of Guyana. Come on, you don't need that. $300 million. 1/7 of that $2 billion can use and give electricity in all three county free for the rest of your life. Free for the rest of our life. Ask Jagde why he's not doing that. You know why he's not doing that?
You can't make
because
money.
It's a milk. He can't make no money. They can't nah, man, they can't make a hustle.
They can't divert.
They can't make a hustle. 300 million. 300 million, uncle, can give electricity for free. in all 3 our counties. And you can get not only American, but you could get Chinese, you can get European, you can get the Indian government to put it in all 3 the counties.
They are doing that in the
And you don't have to worry about fighting to pay light bill anymore.
It's solar.
But they're not doing it. Why?
Hi.
Just think.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah. I got Suriname and Brazil and them place already. And them place, them 2 neighboring country, to me, they're far different than Guyana. Like Guyana got share Mickey Mouse doing this thing, running this place.
You mean
Share
Guyana got
comedy
set
and
up
Mickey
lights?
Mouse. Yeah. 'Cause when you do, even Suriname right over there, them government and it's how the people got the people and the country running deed smooth and nice, everybody enjoying themselves and getting what they're supposed to get.
Can you hold a
It's only in
moment?
Guyana like it's a comedy show.
Can you hold a moment? Hold
Yeah.
a moment. Hold a moment. Don't come off the line.
Nah.
They are behaving. Our leaders are behaving as if Suriname government do them something wrong for not licensing our fishermen them to go fish
They're
in
right.
Suriname waters.
They're right. They're right.
No. Wait. No. Why you understand? Our
Yeah.
oil company mess up our fishing waters, kill the fishes in our seabed. And we government felt offended, abusing down Suriname government for not allowing our fishermen to go in Suriname waters to fish in. Could you believe this thing? This is not wrong and strong. This is a pass.
No. Yes. So why they don't look for compensation for compensate the fishermen them
Exactly.
from Exxon?
Exactly.
Yeah, for pay them for life.
Exactly.
Them and doing the Suriname government right to do them that do them what they do them there.
Exactly.
Let the eye must open and learn.
If I was sitting next to Santoki in Suriname, I would tell him to chase every Guyanese that go to fish there. Every one of them.
Yes.
Go back to your government.
Yes.
Tell Jack they why chase them.
Yes. Yeah, because the man don't know there's trouble. This is why he ain't giving them no permit for going in water.
Exactly.
Because once he water gonna damage, he gonna take compensation for the Suriname them people, the fisherman them. But them this and do the heat, they gonna give them a little raise all over the place and they sit down easy. Yeah. So the people them right for there's a set of comedy and like a comedy show running this place. Both of them, all 2 of them.
You mean
Because them ain't got no standard in running this country.
You mean there are
All right, then.
parasites?
Yeah.
Man, like I don't like to. When I sit down and listen to you people talk, lots of things going through my mind that I want to describe these people. But like I said, I have to be careful what comes out my mouth before I get more lawsuits.
Glenn, you know Venezuela, the Goi Dam in Venezuela project, electricity project. You know the majority of Venezuela will get electricity from that Goi Dam, gets free, get the electricity almost free.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Man, but many countries, the electricity is so cheap right now, you know, because of the new technology.
India especially is going solar, massive solar projects all over India. India is getting massive solar projects all over India.
Africa is just heading into it too, you know.
Solar is so cheap now.
And our Jagdev and Ali running backward into gas plant.
We gotta pay
Into
every
gas
year.
plant. Yeah, people giving away gas plant. People throwing away gas plant now because it's becoming obsolete, you know.
Because solar is so cheap.
Exactly. But if you can't hear it, you're going to feel. If you want to sit down there and don't see the light that Glenn is shining in your face for you to see what they're doing to you, then how much more can I do? How much more can we do at the Kaieteur News? Me and my staff. You have any more calls? Yeah? Bernard, you want to... Let me take this last call. Good evening.
Hey,
Yeah, good evening.
good evening. Can I speak to Mr. Glenn, please?
Speaking.
No. Mr. Glenn speaking, eh?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. How are you?
All right, all right. Go ahead. You're live on the air.
Me see you there for the live program there.
Mhm.
I'm trying to call it for the live.
Yes, you're live. You're live. You're live.
Eh?
Aha.
Me try to get you for the live program.
You are live, sir. You're live. Go ahead. Make your contribution.
All right. What me want to tell you, me come from John Clifton, Quap, here. I come from the John Clifton, Quap. And I am trying to tell you our story because our land come from the gratuity in 1965. And
The oil company wanted?
this land come 1965. Our parents work in the sugar industry and get this land. But they get some people who buy the house lot but come here, come and
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you. Let me.
Mr. Nandalal, who is
Let me ask you this.
very good friend.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
The land you're referring to, they're taking away the land from you and your family. That's what you're saying.
Pipe for the pipeline.
Yes, this is
All
my
right,
father,
but
man.
but let
My
me
father
ask you.
worked
Let me.
in
No, 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 no.
industry.
No, no, no. Well, this is not a forum for me to talk or air this program. All right, I'm gonna call you offline. Yes, Josh.
Yes, sir.
No, we don't entertain these type
Yeah, you
of.
can't. You can't. That's not a forum. It's
Joshua,
Yes, sir.
everything is the Chinese. The Amelia Falls project, y'all remember, was the Chinese.
airport.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is the Chinese.
Airport. Milk and cow.
The airport, yes, the Chinese. Some of the road they're building is the Chinese. The Chinese are the new corruptors and colonizers. I don't even get time to share some of these things I experience in Africa, Joshua. I don't even get time to share it. It's so much happening so fast in this land that you can't keep abreast, right? With the silence and secret behavior of these honest people we have for politicians in this country. Gosh. Yes, good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, Glenn.
Yes, good evening.
Good. And what the other caller said before about Suriname and Brazil and thing, them people listening. There are united people. I was living in Suriname for 7.5 years in the 70s and 80s, and those people are united people. That's why the people got to stand for what they believe in. And they're always holding them, the leaders are accountable for every move. They elect a leader, but they always hold them accountable. So the leaders can do whatever they feel like. Like the fishing, I know in Suriname, there's a season when you catch a fish, you can't catch fish out of season because the police get to lock you up or beat you up sometimes. But in Guyana, you got so much lawlessness, so much corruption. People can run away with everything.
Well, lawlessness begins at the top.
Yes, so the people got a right to protect their fishing industry. In Guyana, foreigner come and just everything give away free to foreigners. Simple as farming right now. Talking on behalf of farmers. The same man we call him last week. Farming is falling apart right now. If you go check all the shade houses that are making money for great for shade house of farming, all in extents that they're going through. So just grow a few crops. You can't compensate to pay one staff. You can go and do some investigation right now. I went there. As a farmer, I can tell you, a lot of money wasting in this country, and they're not fixing the real problem. So we're going to end up in a serious problem, financial problem.
Well, I told you guys that we are heading to our graveyard with our eyes wide open.
Exactly.
And if y'all can't see it, and if y'all can't wake up, well, what else more can I do or say, brother?
No, we're waking up, but people are disunited in this country. People are divided, so they always look at the politician as the God.
I hear
we
you.
can't get things right.
I hear
A
you.
few of us decide to make a call or stand, they always label it as opposition and also start all kind of new life name.
Yeah, that's who they are. That's who they are.
Yeah.
I
Like,
just
for
tell you,
example,
I just tell you, a country and its people stem from the top.
Yeah. The Caribbean people at environments they're working about this 7.5 years too. 7 years, and these people are united people. The people say one thing: they elect a government, and if the government they give it 3 terms and you can't make it, they say thank you, sir, and then give you X against and you on the next person. But mainly, people who hold on to people are just getting everything going on. We got so much of resource. Things are small and new. We got so much resource in this country, but it's only the politician that it belongs to. It belongs to the people. And we are working hard. We are the people who are working hard and honest to keep this country going. So we got a serious problem, and we see where food gone. Right today, I went to buy fertilizer. The price gone $1,000 a bag more. Limestone $1,000 a bag more. So we heading for disaster.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
As a farmer, and the crop slowing, the crop ain't growing right now. 1 year now since the flood, all the flood that we face, full flood.
Thank you. I'll have my reporter call you.
Yeah, we need to look into it. We need some representation right now. Nobody pay attention. All they doing nonsense. Just walk on the road and give away money and do nonsense. I think that can't solve the problem.
Thank you. Somebody else, I want to give somebody else another chance. Thanks. Good night. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Brother Glenn.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm on your program. Yes, give me a man. Glenn, this is Glenn Show.
Yes, you're live.
Oh, we can hear a guy on the program there here. Yeah, Brother Glenn. This country here, I'm a fisherman, man, from region number 2 here. And our fishing sector is being really in a terrible state right now. Glenn, you couldn't believe that many times when we go. Yeah, Brother Glenn. Yeah, good evening, Brother Glenn.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm from Kaieteur, man. I'm a fisherman, you know. That is the work I do all the days of my life. And our fishing livelihood is being greatly suffered, man. You know? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. The fishing industry, my friend, the fishing industry has diminished, dwindled. It's gone. It's done with.
Our government is giving fishermen here, there, critical pittance form of money. Here, and we are sitting there. We as fishermen, Glenn, these people need to compensate us. Our livelihood is being at stake.
Exxonmobil is supposed to be doling out billions of American dollars to take care of this country and our needs right now in the seafood industry. Okay? Do you think they could have done that in any developed countries? No. We are black, brown, and purple people. We are not even people in their eyes.
We have to take the street, man. We have to take the street. You know, I'm an advocate of this program, and I encourage my fellow fishermen them. Yeah. And we have to take.
Yeah, if you have on his radio on, get the radio on so you can speak properly. But the fishing industry, my friend, has collapsed. And like I said, the oil companies should have had a fund set aside to compensate every Guyanese if we have to import seafood and to pay the suffered fishermen and women. They have done that all over. Why Jagdev is not ensuring that is happening? No. Jagdev is taking the little oil money we have that belong to me and you, who are not fishermen, and give the fishermen the $25,000. That is discrimination again. Right? Yeah, it's joke, it's pittance, it's nothing. It's a 1.5 beggar money or junkie money. But still, it's discriminatory against the rest of the people who are not fishermen. Right? So, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Could we say namaste?
We could.
I'm feeling tired.
Yes.
Guys, have a great evening. I'm tired. Please listen to Guyana's Vice President in Parliament in 2018 when he was the opposition leader.
At that time, we had a chance to renegotiate the contract to bring more benefits to Guyana. Mr. Speaker, that company walked in because they're very smart, big company. They look out for their shareholders. And so what they did, they walk in with their maximum demands. Our incompetent government trudged in there unprepared and stuck us with a contract that would harm us for decades into the future. They sold our patrimony.
Today, he is in charge of the oil sector. What is he doing to correct and renegotiate that contract he cussed down the coalition about? Nothing. But telling us that we have to abide by the sanctity of contract. We can't change nothing. This is the kind of two-faced, two-mouthed, two-tongued leaders we have in this country. Now listen to Trinidad Prime Minister Kaieteur, what he had to say about renegotiation of contracts.
But there's a willingness not to treat contracts as cast in stone. That while contracts bind us to terms and conditions, if the conditions have changed so dramatically and so detrimentally, then the reopening and renegotiation of contracts is a reasonable demand of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we anticipate that our partners in this business will see our claim as a fair and just one. And we anticipate that there will be some reopening of contracts so that at the end of the day, we can all sustainably benefit from the God-given riches of Trinidad and Tobago.
That's a leader who cares and has love for his people and his country. Please share this information if you want something decent from your oil wealth.